Hi, and welcome to Ida and her books. I'm Ida, and these are my books. Today is a book haul. I have acquired a few books this past month, and I'm gonna show you what I bought. The first books I bought is a series. I bought the first and the third, because the second one I already had. But while buying them, I got them signed by the author. So we have the first book, The Circle, by Mats Strandberg and Sara Bergman Elfgren. It is signed by Sara for me. I met her at Nordsken, a geek convent in Skellefteå. And that's where I bought this book. It doesn't look like the other two because the first book has a movie, and so this cover was released along with the movie, while these two didn't. So these are the original covers. The second book, Fire, I already had, but I also got this one signed by Sara. And then the third one, The Key, I also bought. And it is also signed by Sara. So I got all three of those now. I also got Berättelser från Engelsfors by Sara Bergman Elfgren, Mats Strandberg, Kim W. Andersson, Carl Jonsson and Lina Neidestam. And it is a graphic novel. It's like short stories about the characters from the Engelsfors trilogy. And this one is also signed by Sara, as well as Carl Jonsson, one of the artists. I also got Norra Latin, also by Sara Bergman Elfgren. And this one is also signed, because I bought all of them at the same time. And lastly, by Sara Bergman Elfgren and Carl Jonsson, I got Vej Book 1. And this is also a graphic novel based on stories about Norse mythology. It's about a woman warrior, I think, named Vej, and well, this sort of like a war game going on. This one also signed by Sara, and this sketch is by Carl Jonsson. It has also been my birthday this month, a week and a half ago. For my birthday I got Unwind and Undivided by Neil Schusterman. And now I can't remember. I know I read this one like 4 times. And then I read the first 4 when I realized it was a series. But I think this is the 5th one. It's the 4th one. I read this one too. I love this series. This book specifically is one of the best books I ever read. But I never owned it. I only read it at the library, so I got it for my birthday, so now I can read it like 100 more times. I read it, first 3 times I read it was all within 1 year. I read it so many times, and then I found out it was a series because I was like googling it, and so I read all 4. So now I have the 1st and the 4th, so now I just need the 2nd and 3rd. So I can read all of them. For my birthday I also got this book, Underkänd, which is originally in English. So the original title is FN Exams, the Best Test Paper Blunders. And so I have it in Swedish. I got this from my brother. And so there are a bunch of questions from tests in different subjects with, well, not so correct answers. And it's super fun. I have read some parts of it, but not the entire thing. Also for my birthday, I got this book, which is a Sherlock Holmes story. It's by Anthony Reid, so it's not an original. The original title is Baker Street Boys, The Case of the Captive Clairvoyant. On the back it says, when Sherlock Holmes goes away, like travels, I think would be correct. The boys has to solve this case of kidnapping, murder, and false identity. So it's not about Sherlock specifically, it's about the street boys that he sometimes hires as help, if I understand it correctly. And well, I love Sherlock Holmes. I have an entire shelf just for books about that, so I really like that. The last book I got for my birthday, and it arrived just yesterday because I've been away for about a week. It was delayed in the mail, so I got it just yesterday, and I started reading it right away, and that is The Savior's Champion by Jenna Mareshi. And I've been watching her YouTube channel for over a year, maybe 2 years, I can't even remember, and I love her, and I've seen her work on this book for months and just anticipated a release, and I've been so excited. And now I have it, and like I said, I started reading it right away, so I read like a chapter last night. I came home, I got the book, and I started reading. Basically, that's all I did. So I'm very, very happy for this one. It's about a man named Tobias who, because circumstances, has to compete in the Sovereign's tournament, where the winner gets to marry the savior and the losers probably died. So, well, it's quite dangerous, and I'm so excited. Just to read this one. And then while I was on vacation in Italy, I went to like all bookstores I could find. I was always browsing, always looking, and I did find a lot of books I wanted to buy, but I can't buy them all. I already have 4 books with me that I was planning on reading. I finished one, so I thought I was gonna read more than I did, but we had a lot of stuff to do, and every night I just got home, it was so tired. And so I decided not to buy too many books, so I just bought one. Well, 8 in one. It's still in this plastic, and it's the complete Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. It's supposed to be all stories. It doesn't say anything like on the cover, but it says it's a complete Sherlock Holmes. And it's also Barnes & Noble's own edition. So I believe that if they say it's complete, I believe it's complete. So I'm gonna open it now. It has these gorgeous golden pages and a gorgeous cover with the text, and it's like, well, it's indented so you can like feel it, and the back with the key and just the patterns, and it's just so Ooh. This is the inside. You have snakes and guns and watches and teacups, and it's all, I guess, from different stories. Yeah. Oh, the pages are so thin. It seems, yes, it seems to be all. A Study in Scarlet, The Sign of Four, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes, The Return of Sherlock Holmes, The Hound of the Baskervilles, The Valley of Fear, His Last Vow, and then The Case Book of Sherlock Holmes. It's 1,068 pages. It's ginormous, and the pages are so thin, it's like a Bible. And I'm so excited. I read quite a few of the stories in different editions, but I never owned like the originals. As you saw in my bookshelf tour, I have a few other stories, like Young Sherlock Holmes. I have other stories by other authors, but I have never owned the originals. So now I have a book with all of those. I had 3 options. It was this one. It was a cheaper, but basically the same, all stories in one book. And it cost 27 euros. And this one was 42.25. And then there was a box set of 6 books where 2 of them contained 2 books. And that one was 75 euros. But I thought this one was just so gorgeous and easier to pack in my suitcase. So I bought that one. Last book is not really a book, but it looks like a book. It's a box. It's a tin box that I got from a chocolate store called Venchi. And they had these little boxes with chocolates that you could buy, but they didn't say on them what types of chocolate it was. But they also had these boxes where you could pick the chocolate yourself and like build your own box, which I did. And then they just wrapped it up all nicely like this. And so I'm gonna open it as well to show you where I picked. You got this little card. They had a 140-year anniversary when I was there, so that was fun. It was a gorgeous store with, behind the counter was just a wall. It looked like it was like raining melted chocolates, and they had ice cream, and they had like small chocolates, and they had chocolate bars, and they had chocolate boxes. It was just gorgeous. Now it's open. So here it says Chocolatini Venchi. I don't speak Italian, but Chocolatini Venchi. And if you open it, these are my candies. These are just pure white chocolate. These I think were white chocolate and hazelnut. And these are white chocolate and milk chocolate. Little hearts. I didn't take too many pieces because you can't really fit that much in here. And it, you know, fancy chocolate is expensive. But I just thought it was adorable. And inside the cover it says, "As Venchi we are mad. Mad about chocolate in any way, shape or form. We love it at all times, anytime and forevermore." And the same in Italian. I love white chocolate. If you didn't notice, I went to 3 separate chocolate stores and I always bought white chocolate because it's my favorite. We don't have that much white chocolate here and it's expensive. I went to a Lindt store and we also have Lindt in Sweden, but it's always expensive. Now it's for vacation, it was even more expensive, but you know, you gotta have some chocolate when you're on vacation. So that is the last book I bought, and when I've emptied it, it will belong on the shelf here with the rest of my book boxes. So that is all the books I bought. I hope you enjoyed this haul, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!